I thought I felt really prepared when faced with that decision, and we proceeded together to go ahead and move forward with that chemical abortion. And obviously that ended up being one of the worst decisions that we could have made personally. So
Mackenna, how did you feel when you first learned that you were pregnant?
heartbroken. Is in a word, just heartbroken. A lot of emotions came through. It was an unexpected pregnancy, and that's difficult for anyone to stomach. So
And how did you decide to initially take the abortion pill?
yeah, my partner and I had actually discussed prior that if we'd ever gotten pregnant again, that we would be entertaining that option. So in a way, I thought I felt really prepared when faced with that decision, and we proceeded together to go ahead and move forward with that chemical abortion. And obviously that ended up being one of the worst decisions that we could have made personally. So
How did you feel right after taking it?
I'll admit that in the days leading up to it, I was not excited. I was second guessing myself. I found myself trying to convince myself that I was making the right decision. So immediately after taking it, I felt regret. And I had a feeling that that was a very bad decision. And I'd immediately considered, is there any way out of this? And I wanted to look into that.
How did you know that this wasn't the right choice?
One of the biggest indicators that I found for myself was me having to convince myself that I was making the right decision on a daily, it was a daily battle with myself, telling myself, you're not financially ready. You're not professionally ready to have two children. Your relationship isn't ready. So I was looking at a lot of reasons why this was, the best decision when my heart, was the one that knew that it wasn't. So.
And how did you find Chelsea Mynyk, the nurse who prescribed the abortion pill reversal?
Yeah, thank goodness I did. She immediately, I Googled, is there any way out of this abortion pill reversal? And they were actually the ones that popped up immediately on the Google search. So I gave them a ring, and they got me connected with Chelsea immediately. She got me started on, the abortion pill reversal treatment, and I consider her, a savior of mine throughout this whole process. So
What was your experience with Chelsea like?
she is an angel. There's really no other way to describe Chelsea. She is the most selfless human I've ever met. I love that she fights for women that don't have anywhere else to go. She is so convicted in her faith that she believes that every woman gets the chance to, either save their babies, or she just wants to provide help and care, and that's ultimately, one of the great traits that she has. So
After choosing to save your baby's life, what was it like to hold her for the first
oh
time?
my goodness, it was so moving. It felt so different than my firstborn. I felt like I had worked, my whole life to have her. And so that was kind of the thought process there was I'm the luckiest girl alive to be looking at, this girl's face, and thank goodness that the reversal was successful.
And do you think that other women should have the opportunity that you had to change their minds about the abortion pill and be able to save their baby's life?
I absolutely do. I think it is heartbreaking that Colorado law currently it is providing the same type of care to women that are just not just, but the women type of women that are high risk, experiencing miscarriages, and I absolutely believe that the same type of care should be provided to women that do attempt to get, a chemical abortion. And it's heartbreaking that it's the same pill. It's the same exact drug, and only one group of women are being treated as though, their right to meet and see their babies is not right.
And when was your baby born, and what's it been like to be her mom since
Oh my
then?
gosh, she's late August as when she was born, 2024, and it's been about a month now, and she's the most perfect thing. I know that every parent says that, but she sleeps great, she eats great, she gives little smiles, she's got such a personality, and sometimes when I look at her, I think of missing out on all of that. And it really, it hurts. So I'm just so lucky, so blessed to be able to look into her face every day.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And Kevin, could you tell us a little bit about the Colorado law that Alliance Defending Freedom is challenging?
Yes, I mean this is a law that restricts the ability of medical professionals like Chelsea to save lives. And as Mackenna was saying, it singles out those women that have regret, just like Mackenna, and decide that they don't want to go through with the chemical abortion, and doesn't allow them to give to receive this progesterone, which is, it's a drug that's been used for over 50 years to stop miscarriage. And Chelsea herself has proven that it definitely increases the chances that moms like Mackenna can save their babies.
And this can be for either of you, but how does the abortion pill reversal process work?
So the first chemical abortion pill, mifepristone, what it does is it blocks the ability or inhibits the ability of the uterus to use progesterone to keep the baby alive. And so when medical professionals like Chelsea prescribe additional dosages of progesterone, it helps counteract that. And 60 to 65% of the time, it can allow the baby to live, so long as the mom goes through the protocol and doesn't take the second part of the chemical abortion process.
Why do you think Colorado passed this law prohibiting women from taking the abortion pill reversal?
It really doesn't make any sense unless you see it from the perspective of this radical abortion lobby that says that that we want women to have access to abortion and we don't think they should be able to change their minds. Which is really counterintuitive, because they also say that they're pro-choice. So what's really going on, I think, is people like Chelsea are being singled out because they don't toe the line on Colorado's radical pro-abortion agenda.
And why does Alliance Defending Freedom argue that nurses like Chelsea should be able to prescribe abortion pill reversal to women like Mackenna?
Well, the primary reason why this process is so important is because it saves lives, and Mackenna and her daughter are a perfect example of that. But it also is a treatment that medical professionals like Chelsea ought to be able to talk about, because it's a viable option. And so when the state of Colorado not only restricts her ability to prescribe it, but says she can't even talk about it, it's violating her constitutional rights. And of course, everybody, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, should be concerned that religious liberty and religious and freedom of speech are protected.
You said the Colorado law is currently on hold for Chelsea. What about other nurses?
Right. So the federal district court entered an order putting the law on hold last year with regard to Bella Health, which was the initial plaintiff in this lawsuit. And then when Chelsea was investigated, she intervened, and the court extended that hold. It's called a preliminary injunction to Chelsea. So the medical professionals of Bella Health and Chelsea are allowed to talk about and prescribe APR despite this draconian law.
And what do you hope to see happen with this going forward?
We are cautiously optimistic that the court is going to enter a permanent injunction, putting this law on hold and saying that it violates the rights of Chelsea and her patients like Mackenna, and also of other nurse practitioners and other medical professionals that use this life-saving procedure to make sure that women who regret their abortions are given a second chance.
And how common is the abortion pill reversal?
I don't know the answer to that question. I think it's something that well over 5,000 or 6,000 people, women, have used it since the process became put in place. But Abortion Pill Rescue Network, which is Heartbeat's ministry, oversees that. And of course, that just counts the ones that they know of. So I would say probably close to 10,000 expectant moms have used it to help save their babies.
And Mackenna, now that you have your beautiful daughter, what is your advice to other moms and other women in situations like yourself in these unplanned pregnancies trying to decide what they should do?
Absolutely. If you are having to convince yourself that you are making the right decision, if you're having to, justify that and really, fight yourself that you're making the right choice here, you aren't. It's a life-changing decision either way you go. And I can say that, there's certainly, women that do go through abortions and they do regret it. And there's also, women that further, regret, every time they see a baby in a store. That's, something that they'll always think of is, oh, that would be about how old, the child that I could have had is. So in short, if you're having to convince yourself that you're making the right decision, you're just not. And it's a decision that you can't ever take back.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.